I never actually showed like who I am, right? I never told anyone my real name. I never showed my face. And I guess today you're gonna find out a little bit more about me and find out a little bit more about what's behind the mask or what happened behind the mask. So honestly, I really don't know like where to start. Maybe start off with the fact that I'm in Japan right now and why I'm here, you know? Yeah, ever since I've been there, I decided for myself, okay, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move to Japan. For sure. I wanna live there. Actually, it was not like that. At first, I was just like, okay, that was like my journey in Japan. Now I'm coming back with this new energy, and I'm gonna go 100%. You know, I'm gonna do everything what I really want to do. And I did for a few weeks or a few months. Like as I said, like 3 months maximum or something. But then the motivation went downhill again. You know. So if I think about that time, that was actually the time where I locked myself up. My mom came to my apartment already thinking the worst happened. Like my windows closed, you can't even look inside the apartment. She was like ringing the bell like for 30 minutes, and I didn't even open the door for my mother, for my own mom. I didn't open the door. Because I was feeling so anxious and so stressed and so overwhelmed, and that was the battery. But I guess this gave me time to think about what I'm gonna say next, and honestly, I'm really afraid to talk about this, but I don't even know if this is the right time, like doing this while cooking, but I'll try my best. So we're cooking a meal for Maria, for my girlfriend. She's at college right now, which is close by, and we're gonna bring her some food because she doesn't have food for lunch, you know? What I wanted to talk about though is something, even now that I'm talking about it, I'm not sure if I'm gonna post it or not, because this is like a really sensitive topic, you know? And like for me personally, I'm over it, but this might affect like so many people if I talk about it. But I guess I'm just gonna talk about it on camera, and then I can decide for myself if I'm gonna post it or not. But actually I have to post it because I don't want the same thing to happen to anyone else out there, especially to other kids, you know? You know, it's really not easy to talk about this. Because this topic is like, it's something that has been hidden inside of me for like over 10 years. And only recently I was able to tell this to a few people, you know? And now making the step of telling like the whole world, it's something I didn't even think about, honestly. Like, I'm just talking about it now, and I'm just like, the only thing that's in my head right now is like, you know, I'm in a position where I can talk about it. This happened to me personally. And even if I can just save one life, one kid from this happening, from the same thing happening to them, it's already worth it to talk about it, even if it's such a shameful topic. But I mean, I guess you can already imagine like what kind of topic it's gonna be. But yeah, without going like too much into detail, you know, I'm 25 now, and 15 years ago, when I was 10 years old, I was sexually abused by my own dance teacher for multiple years. And that led me to... I always thought I stopped dancing when I was 15. I talked about it a few times. I don't know if like openly, but to a lot of people. I stopped dancing when I was 15, you know? And I always told myself and other people it was because you have different interests and, I don't know, puberty or some shit like that, you know? But only recently I realized it was because I removed myself from my abuser at that time. And for a really long time, I always thought that it's also my fault, that it was also my fault that this happened. But, you know, also that, just recently I realized I was 10 years old. Like, how could I realize or know what happened? And you know, this kind of thing rapidly became such a storm, you know? Like, it's nothing that was talked about openly. Like, I was just talking to one person about it, and then to the second person, and then the third person. And then I realized, like, wait, this person is still teaching kids. Like, you know, you have to realize, like, I was so confused because I kept staying friends until that point. I kept being friends until that point with my abuser. And I never realized. And then everything made sense. All of these random ass depressions and this feeling of anxiety and these negative thoughts, and I can't even like mention everything that has been happening, but suddenly it made sense, you know? And then I realized, wait, he's still teaching kids. He's still in that same dance school. And then it was like I felt like it was my duty to talk about it to the police and remove him from kids. That was like 1 week before I went to Japan, right? And I could never, with that feeling, go to another country knowing he's still teaching kids after realizing what actually happened. Because I always thought it's also my fault, and I always thought it was just me, you know? Like, it was not even, like, never did it come to my mind that he could be doing that to anyone else, you know? And so I had to go to the police and ich musste meinen eigenen Freund anzeigen. And now, of course, after I realized what actually happened, I no longer tell myself that he was a friend or is a friend. Not at all, you know? And now the reason why I'm telling you guys about it is I held this in for like 10 years, you know? More than 10 years. And what that made me, and what that did to me, it's impossible to describe. Like, you can't find the right words to describe what happened to me because of that, you know? And why I'm telling you now is, and why I'm telling this so openly, you know, I'm so afraid of actually posting this video. I know I'm gonna be struggling so much on the screen where it says post, but I'm gonna do it because there's no way this should happen to anyone. And if you, especially in the dance community, experience something similar, please don't be afraid to talk about it. Just talk to, I wouldn't say talk to anyone about it. And I can totally understand it's super hard to talk about it. Like, you would always think like, I can't tell this person. There's no way I'm gonna tell this person. Or even that person. But trust me, what I learned is, I told my mom, I told my dad, I told basically everyone who's close to me. And the support I got was so surprising to me. I was so shocked about the fact that I was so shocked about how bad actually this whole thing was that happened. Because for me it was always part of my past. It was always part of me, you know? And I accepted it. Of course I don't know the English word, ich hab's immer unterdrückt, but I never realized like how bad this actually was that happened. And you know, it was really bad. Like, it was not just like, and even that already is bad enough, you know, but it was not just some like touching, like it was some serious shit, you know. And you know, trust me, you will find the support that you need, for sure. And I know it's so shameful to talk about it, and you probably have all these thoughts and you're scared, but trust me, just once you let it out, and this is like something I'm just learning now, you know. I'm talking to psychologists, and is that you free yourself from being the victim. Like, this is, you don't even realize that you're a victim, but you are. And you will stay in that position for your whole life without realizing. You will always realize, or you will always feel this, you will always have this feeling of you feel different. And people perceive you like in a different way. But you never realize like why that really is. And trust me, if something like that happened to you, it's because you're still in that victim feeling. And all you need to do is free yourself up on that. And this happens by just talking to at least one person. And from that moment, when you just tell one person, you will feel so much power, and you will feel so much. You know, I don't even care what people are gonna say about this whole situation. I know some people feel so ashamed of this kind of thing and be afraid of like what are people gonna say. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care because I have this platform, and if I can speak from my own experience and tell you about it's okay and it's not your fault, then I will do that, you know? Even if that means like that I can't do this whole social media stuff anymore, or I don't know, like I don't care. For real, I don't care. All I want for you guys to know, and you know, especially like in the dance community, because I don't know why, but dancers sometimes have this freaky side to them. And there's so many dancers. Someone told me there's like a list, okay? There's a list of dancers in the community which are like you should step away from because they're kind of weird when it comes to like sexual stuff, you know? And so with that knowledge, I'm thinking like there's so many dance teachers that are dancing kids, and like I don't want to make like any assumptions, you know, like, but I'm sure this is not the only case. I'm 100% sure this is not the only case. There's at least one more case like that. And if you have the courage to talk about it, you are also saving so many other people with that. So I beg you to talk about it and have the courage to save other people, you know? Fuck is this, man? But I was thinking about it. I'm in a position I have to talk about this. I have to. And I want to. Like, I'm saying I have to the whole time. It's because I'm still afraid. Honestly, I'm so afraid of talking about it or letting people know about this. But in order to save someone else, I have to overcome this fear and this shame. And as I said, if that means my name will forever be connected to this kind of thing, I don't care. You know, I can live with that. But my goal is to talk more to you guys and yeah, just show more of myself. You know, now that I don't have to be afraid anymore.
Thank you. Uber Eat. I don't need chopstick. See you later.
Hi.
ずここまで大事にして抱えてこれましたね。また消えちゃいないよちっちゃな希望をなんとか信じてほしい。裏切りが続くのが大切か壊れようとなんとか生きてほしい。ありえないほどにキリがない本当に無駄がないほどに我らは尊い。寂しさの会はない雪もいつかは溶けるけど鳥の群れは明日へと飛び立つか。私は今日も小さくなってます。ゆらり揺れながら産声が超える繰り返してる春大事にして語り継いでくれましたか。まだ伝えてないよ今日の分の大好きを未来でも変わらず届けられますように。この夜が終わるその日に明日の予定を立てよう。そうやって生きてみよう。ありえないほどにキリがない本当に無駄がないほどに我らは尊い。踏みしめる大地に重なる間にありえないほどにキリがない本当に。また消しちゃいけない